Classy Climb Blog. I am out here at the beach in North Carolina. It's 40 degrees. I'm in a four-story house with hot tubs at the bottom, but people are out here being loud. So I apologize for background noises during the whole show. So I brought on some tech friends because it's that time of the year. There was all kind of conferences going down in tech. We had some of our lovely classy climbers in our Facebook group who went to Salesforce conferences, all kind of stuff. And then here comes Kamoy popping up in her Instagram showing me she's at a conference. So Kamoy, tell me some of the stuff that's been going on in the industry, if you please. And introduce yourself to the audience because they don't know.
Okay.
Who can they don't know who you are?
Hi, everyone. I actually miss you guys. So I am a technical writer by trade. So that means I write instructions and procedures for a living. Right now, I am helping two credit unions in Georgia merge. So I'm working on their HR procedures as well as their commercial loan procedures. So things have been really busy this time of year. And I'm excited to share with you guys different types of careers that you can get into, especially in the tech space. But even if you're not into tech, how you can use writing skills or skills that you already have to have a great paying career. So that's my little intro. You could find out more about technical writing specifically and different forms of technical writing on my website, keepingupwithkimmoy.com. I share tips on how to get into technical writing, what a technical writer does. And I would say it's probably one of the highest paying writing jobs you could get today. And for everybody who's asking, yes, I work from home. So it is possible to do that.
So for everybody in the chat, put a one in the comments if you know someone who works in tech. And put a one in the comments if you know somebody who works in tech. Put a two in the comments if you would be interested in working in tech. That's the real thing. And so no, I'm not in Wilmington. I'm in Kill Devil Hills, North Carolina. We're near where the Wrights brothers really actually took off, not the other parts of North Carolina. The beach house, it's huge. But at the end of the day, what I've been trying to get people to understand is like, people are like, oh, I'm trying to do all these little, I don't want to start a company, but I want to make a lot of money. I don't want to do this, but I want to make a lot of money. Or I want to spend more time with my kids or stay home. Okay, tech is where you got to go. Tech is where it's at, right? So we got a lot of
Yeah.
people who want to work in tech. I see you guys. They work in tech themselves. James, Aaron, I see you guys. Listen, someone sent me a testimonial
Okay.
where they increased their income 25,000 this year by just moving into tech.
That's true.
That's a big raise.
So
Pay raise there, people.
yeah, and everybody, I understand everyone wants to be an entrepreneur, start their own business, be an investor, but a lot of times you don't have the extra cash to do that. And one of the easiest ways is to get a high paying job. It's not as difficult as people make it seem. There are so many opportunities. And I think the first step is just being aware of the type of jobs that are available. You can't tell me that with all these mega companies, that there isn't a job out there that you would actually like, get paid for, and use that extra cash to invest and start your business and all that jazz. So life is a little bit easier, I would say, when you're making more money and using skills that are hireable and marketable. So don't look at it as a dead end. A job is not a bad thing to have. It's great. It gives you a lot of opportunities, especially for those of you who want to buy real estate. Let's be real. A lot of these lenders, they want someone with a W-2. Okay. So unless you have 2 years of amazing business income, a W-2 will get you there in two pay stubs versus 2 years of business income. So I hope that people don't look down on getting a job. It's okay. But because there's such a plethora of jobs, just know that there's something that's interesting, hireable, pays well out there for you. So just wanted to say that. Yeah, so we have a lot of people that want to get into tech.
I'm telling you, Rita says she's coding on her laptop while listening right now. Uh,
Okay.
could moonlight or freelance as technical writer while keeping my job. Could they do it?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, they could do it. It would be hard. And I would say, because technical writing, you're typically not writing like one article or two articles. It's not like that. You are working with procedures, you're working with VPs, you're working with product managers, you're working with designers. So it's a little bit more involved. So you have more hours and higher pay because of it. So when I say technical writing, I'm not talking about blogging or writing one-off articles. That's completely different. Like if you love technology, you love gadgets, and you want to blog about that, that's something totally different. I'm talking about the person that writes instructions and specifications and procedures. That kind of role is a little bit more involved. So it might be hard to do it with a full-time job in addition to a full-time job, but it's possible. It's possible.
So explain to people what is tech writing. Like they need to kind of know the definition because a lot of people are like, oh, I don't want to do math. Erica, every time I actually took a day to Google tech jobs, and the number one search came up was tech jobs without math. Tech jobs without math.
Right, exactly. So no, you don't have to have coding background. You don't have to have a strong math background. You have to be able to explain complex subjects and break it down into easy to understand steps. And the way to test it, this is a fun way to test it. Ask someone to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. All the steps that you have to explain, from go into the kitchen, touch the cabinet, open the cabinet, pull out the bread, open up, like the very detailed steps, as if you were talking to a little kid. That is technical writing, is instructing someone, telling them how to do something. So that's typically software that we use every day, Microsoft, YouTube, Google. For those of you who are taking the YouTube course, if you're learning about ads, there's a ton of instructions, right? You have to follow step by step. So someone wrote those instructions, and that's typically a technical writer. They have different names for what we do, but technical writer is the most common job title. So we write instructions. When you go to the help center for something, when you open up a manual, procedures at work, job aids at work, all of that stuff. If you took a training course for your job, a technical writer probably wrote all of that. So that's just to give you guys some examples.
Thank you, Terrell Jennings, for the $2 super chat. Philippians said here, you also have to have a bachelor degree in English or journalism. I've actually noticed that not to be the case because I have two friends who don't have any
I
degrees.
don't.
They
I
don't have
don't.
any degrees.
I
I
don't.
think you have to work on your resume on LinkedIn and let recruiters find you. I think a lot of
Yes.
people, well, it said in the job description. Again, I'm not gonna say these job descriptions are lies, but I am gonna say a lot of these companies are just kind of working around whatever. They're choosing candidates of their choice, and they've made it very clear multiple times that you don't have to have a degree. Um,
Right. I don't have an English degree. My skill set, I feel what I am strong at is being able to explain things in a easy to understand fashion. So if you don't have an English degree, what I teach in my course is how to create a portfolio. So whether you are doing technical writing or not, and especially if you want to get into tech, you need to show that you're interested in the job and that you can do the job before you get it. So even let's say, for example, you wanted to be a programmer, companies like Google and Facebook and all these other companies, they typically don't look at your degree first. They look at, did you actually try to create an app? They want to see like some form of proof that you tried, that you're interested, you're testing things out, you're learning about the industry. So when it comes to technical writing, you need to build a portfolio. So in my course, I give you exercises for everyday applications that we use so that you can learn how to write instructions for these applications. So when I say applications, I mean, YouTube, Facebook, all of those things, they have a lot of content that teaches people how to use their platform. So Salesforce, you mentioned Salesforce earlier. Think about your banking apps. think about Uber, everything that you use, all the apps that you use online or on your phone, you could take those and add those to your portfolio. So you must create a portfolio. You don't have to take any special certification courses. I just took, this was back in 2011. I took 4 classes. It was 2 hours each class on a Saturday. And I took what I learned from there and realized I had always been doing technical writing. So I just took what I've learned, modernize it, of course, because there's been a lot that has changed since then. And I also teach you how to actually get the job. So I don't just teach you about what technical writing is and how to build your portfolio, but I walk you through how to update your LinkedIn, how to update your resume, how to talk to recruiters, how to make sure you have the lingo so it sounds like you are familiar with the industry and the role, and that will help you get the job. So I wouldn't focus too heavily on the English degree because I don't have an English or journalism degree.
Okay, so I don't know if y'all can see this because the camera's so far away. All right, so this is the funnel. Now, why am I showing you this? Many people will be like, oh, Erica, these $100,000 a year jobs are so far away, right? And at the bottom of my funnel, I have $1 million. I'm trying to make a point here. You can go here, this first leg, which is $10 an hour jobs. It's easy. You fill out application, you show up, boom, you got the job. As you go down the funnel, though, guess what? They're going to need something from you. Even as I teach the YouTube course, I'm like, hey, everybody, what's your work this week? And some people are like, oh, I kind of did some. Every day, if you have to write recipes for your food, you can create this stuff. Every day,
yes,
you have to decide, is $100,000 to $120,000 a year worth it for me and my family? Is it worth for me and my children?
Exactly.
Anything that's worth having is not going to be fall into your lap. It just won't be. Period.
You have to put in the work.
So I love the analogy of everybody put a 1 in the comments. If you could write right now a recipe for a cake. If any of your family, it's the holidays. Your family's like, what goes in pecan pie? What goes in this cake?
Exactly.
Walk them through that. Put a 1 in the comments if you could, because that's essentially what technical writing is.
So you are absolutely right.
All right. So someone put up here, how is tech writing different from test script?
Okay, so it's actually very similar. So if you're writing test scripts or test plans, it's the same thing. With test scripts, you're typically trying to break a program. So they're trying to find out what the errors are after they launch a new feature for an app. Let's say that Facebook is coming out with some new feature. They want to test to make sure that it works. And also they want to test to make sure that it works with the original systems and integrations and widgets that they have, make sure that it actually works together. So a test script is basically press enter, click here. So it is given instructions, but typically it's to break something or help fix errors. So if you're doing QA testing, quality assurance testing, or any of that, that's a form of technical writing. So same skill set. I have to say, test scripting, oh my gosh. It's not easy.
It's not, I could believe you. Listen, and something I think about too when it comes to industries, I know people who floated from career to career, different job titles, because they're just surrounded around all tech people. A lot of these companies you see that you don't even hear about, they're getting hired off of 80% in-house referral. So if you start getting your foot in the door, start interviewing different people, even if you're remote, somebody like, yeah, I worked with them on a team. They were great. There's a reason
Right.
I LinkedIn and asked for recommendations, asked for video testimonials, because again, proof is in the pudding. It's who you know, it's who you work with. Anthony Bolton has a question. Can you see it?
Yes, but before I answer his question, I do want to say, if you don't have an inside person, because I'll admit I did not have an inside person when I got my job with Google, when I got the current role that I have now, helping credit unions merge. You know how I got those roles? My number one partner for making the most money I make per year, or per hour, I should say, is a recruiter. So that's why I have a section in my course that talks about how to optimize your LinkedIn, the conversations that you need to have with a recruiter, because they are my number one partners. They help me get the most money. They are my in. So even if you don't know somebody that works at Google or whatever company you want to work for, and keep in mind, there's so many companies, so many, and they have
Did you hear me
millions
about
of
Afrotech?
dollars.
Afrotech was at least 320 companies there.
Right.
All this expo. I mean, it was overwhelming. And those were like the big name companies. And then they had several, like 20 along this one wall that were like smaller unknown companies. And I was like, this is overwhelming even for me.
Yeah, it's a lot. And I wanna create a class on how to research and how to discover jobs, because I feel like people are not aware of all the possible possibilities that
Mhm.
they have access to. But okay, so let me see this question. Is it true that the tech industry has become more open to hiring individuals with felonies who have the skill set, with the exception of cybersecurity? So I know companies like JP Morgan are a little bit more flexible. I think it depends on the role. I can't even, I don't know. I have no idea. So, but I would say, I'm sure if you Google companies that hire felonies, somebody has created a list that shows which companies hire. So yeah, I would say even if you have a felony and you have a portfolio and you have the skill set, you've been doing certifications or you've been testing out certain skills, just apply anyway, because you never know.
Listen,
So
you
don't
don't
count yourself
I
out.
do it.
Yeah, apply anyway.
But even like there is that recruiters are, excuse me, you guys, the weather and the time got me messed up. Recruiters, they're literally just going on the computer and typing in if that's in your, I mean, they're really kind of going on LinkedIn and just scrubbing it every day. So you guys might be more lucky than you think. And several people I know
Yeah.
said they went to go get for interviews for Salesforce with no training, like
Yeah.
no experience, like just took the certificate, just took class and got their foot in the door. So I really want you guys not to like overthink it, um, and write yourself out, because a lot of you could be in new careers next year. Absolutely new careers.
Yeah, you just got to make sure that the keywords, and this is where you have to do the research.
Hmm.
So, and I also provide like a spreadsheet so that you can look up companies. I give, for those who are interested in like technical writing type of stuff. So I give you like a list of common job titles, how to research different companies and the keywords that they have in the job descriptions, and how you can optimize your resume with those keywords so that when a recruiter goes and types in LinkedIn that they're looking for XYZ, that your profile shows up. So,
Did
uh,
you hear me where I talked about the woman on the video, my Uber driver in DC that was 62, didn't know how to work LinkedIn and was mad because her teenage grandsons wouldn't do LinkedIn for her? I was like,
oh, wow.
the job,
What?
you're in DC. I
Oh,
did a
she's in
whole,
DC? What?
yes,
There's so many opportunities here. She should
exactly. So
definitely be on LinkedIn.
she got in an
But
argument with somebody at work and like was out of
I
a job.
find I'm sure I've mentioned this before, but in all of my coaching, I do one-on-one strategy sessions, and in every single one of them, every woman that's over 40 is super conscious about their age and getting a job. I don't know what that is. I mean,
Overly.
I know that there is age discrimination, but I think even before you give the person an opportunity to discriminate, you are already counting yourself out.
So
Like
out.
they're always, so it
Oh, do you think I'm
always comes
so
up.
old? Do you think I'm so? But you know what it is? I think because we put that more on women than we do men. And that's
Yeah.
not like a feminist thing on the show, but I just think you have people who like, oh, I'm in my 40s. Like, what does that mean? Girl,
Yeah.
there's 40-year-old women who
I
travel
know.
all over scale
I don't
companies.
know what that is, but I've helped the former COO of Chipotle. He made a change in his career and he's well past, well, let me not put his age out there, but he's a little bit older. And I was able to help him change careers because he wanted to do more, get into boards instead of being a COO. So, I just want to say for anyone that's over 40, please don't count yourself out before changing careers. Like, it's possible. Um,
That's what this person said. She said, hold on.
trying to
That's
build.
time management
Okay.
thing.
Yeah. And also that's why I created the course because it's really step by step. And don't overthink it because probably what you're doing at your job, there is something that could be written better, um, that could make it easier for people to do their jobs, simple instructions that you could use for your at your current job and use that as your portfolio. So it don't overthink it. It's not that hard.
Look. Somebody telling his age.
um,
Oh, look, Vanity 601. I'm gonna address this. I was on a boat in a mastermind, and there were 9 other black people there. But somebody was like, "Erica, you're so comfortable with other people." I don't know about you, but I went to school with all types of people. I've worked with all types of people. You have to be confident in what your abilities are,
mhm.
and stress that because you're going to be in a workforce with all types of people. So that's just that, right? Same thing with the women that would think they're older. Honey, go to work at the gym, buy a new wardrobe, show up to work, and have the best life ever, right? Like just keep on going about your life. You really can't get tied up with that.
Yeah, so I mean, the college I went to was majority non-black.
Hmm.
And definitely if you're in Silicon Valley, I can't say that
And
it's
they're probably more
100%.
annoyed by hipsters than they are the fact that they're white. Hipsters are
Oh,
annoying.
yeah. Silicon Valley, I mean, it's definitely a cultural difference, I have to say. Um, I that's why I only stayed over there for a year. I'm not even gonna front. I totally understand people that love to have melanin around them. Like I get it.
She's like, no, I'm not about that life.
1 year was enough for me.
It happens.
um, but you find your community. It forces you to find your community. So that's what I had to do. Um, and I think we have to realize that we're culturally different. Other people like to go to work and like they make best friends at work. They hang out after
Right.
work. They plan
That's
trips with their
networking.
coworkers. But us
Networking.
as a people, we tend to go to work, do what we got to do, and bounce. Like we don't want to do
And I'm
happy hour,
hard.
nothing else. And that mindset is not. It's only going to keep you where you're at
Yeah.
because if Bob in management doesn't know who you are, it's not even about how well you work. If he doesn't know who you are, he or she doesn't know who you are, you're not going to get a promotion, you're not going to get a raise. It's just not going to happen. So you kind of have to shift your mindset a little bit if you want to play that game. But I totally understand if you don't want to.
Well, and
So,
the thing I try to get people to see is like part of me this year going to conferences and masterminds with different types of people. In order to grow, you're going to have to be around different types of people. You're going to have to do things sometimes outside of your comfort zone. So,
yeah. And that's
Cam
exactly
said the
why,
market's hot. Yeah, I
yeah.
believe
And that's
it.
exactly why I went to a professional Latin conference where a majority of the people speak Spanish. I'm conversational in Spanish, and I just wanted to see what opportunities were there. And I have to tell you guys, at that particular conference, it's the same with Afrotech. Hundreds of companies are hiring. And the people that were there were English speakers, the people that were hiring, I should say. So they're out there looking for diverse talent. So it's definitely hot. Step outside of your comfort zone, go to different conferences. The opportunities are definitely there.
I mean, I tell you, we joke about it, but Andre Hatchett had went out, and these guys are drunk, and they were like, "Do you need a job, dude? We can totally give you a job." And I'm like, that's literally how it happens. Even though people don't want to hear that, I mean, tailgates, events. You ever go to a conference and the hotel bar is packed? It happens there. I mean, it's not a
Yeah.
sexual. It's literally just a conversational thing. And
Yeah.
I literally added like 25 people out of the 50 people at the mastermind, was just to my Facebook, to my LinkedIn, to my email, my market, all this stuff. It's crazy. And so I try to explain to people like you gotta let go of some of those old thoughts.
And
Um,
I just want to say, because I don't think people know this. So Google and I'm sure other companies, they have scholarships right? They have scholarships to actually go to conferences, and it's open. So that's how I went to the Latin Professional Conference. I was having the time of my life in Orlando. So they had a scholarship for, I want to say, about 10 different conferences throughout the year, and they're all diversity based. So they had a scholarship for Afrotech, Professional Latinos Conference, all these different conferences that I've never even heard of. And you could apply for that scholarship. They will pay for you to go to the scholarship, pay for your hotel, pay for your flight, pay for your food, pay for your conference registration. So that whole trip was sponsored by Google. Okay. It was a full 360 moment for me because I used to work there, but those scholarships were there. So if I was looking for a job, I mean, that is like the best opportunity you could think of. So look out for scholarships to go to these conferences as well. How can you maximize your chances of remote work from home tech writing opportunities? Again, you have to have a portfolio. That's number one. You have to have a portfolio. Number two, you can't be out here broadcasting, I want a remote job. Nobody cares. Okay. Nobody cares. So you have to search for the remote jobs. Okay. Go on LinkedIn, type in technical writing and remote. I wish I could share my screen, or Erica, if you can share your screen, I don't know, but there's a way that you can actually search for remote jobs. And there's actually a setting on LinkedIn where you can say that you're looking for remote jobs. So you don't need to broadcast to everybody that you're looking for a remote job because nobody cares, but you can search and see what remote technical writing opportunities are out there. So when you see those, then you could reach out to the person that posted them or go ahead and apply for the job. But the way I teach in my course, it's a little bit woo, a little bit law of attraction, but the recruiters come to me. So I don't go out there searching. It's a little different. Okay. So, if you type in technical writing and the word remote.
Okay. Hold on a second.
Okay.
Technical. Listen, y'all give me a break. Technical writing and remote?
Yeah, the word remote. Okay, I might have to.
You might have to help me. Help your girl out here.
Yeah, so press enter.
Okay.
Okay, so at the tab that says
it's 5,500 results.
Okay. Yeah. So there's a tab that says jobs. Mm-hmm. There you will see all the technical writing jobs that have the word remote in it. So you just read through the description, and if it says they're hiring a remote technical writer, then you can apply. So that first one actually says content strategist. That's a technical writing role.
Austin, Texas. Yeah.
Yep.
Baby.
And it says it's remote. So that's easy. The second tip that I want to give you guys, if you press back, go back to the results.
Okay.
And click on the content tab at the top. Mm-hmm. So what this does is, so before what we saw were job listings by companies. Okay. Now what we're seeing is actual people that are posting remote technical writing jobs. I can't read because it's so small here, but
I'll make it bigger.
What you're showing on the screen is people, actual people that are posting something related to remote technical writing jobs. So I don't know if that person, that's the first person, but if they were posting, hey, I'm looking for a remote technical writer, you could reach out to that person directly and apply. So that, yeah, I don't know what it says. I can't read. It's so tiny on my phone. But
you're using your phone. Oh,
yeah.
It says urgent opening for content writers and product-based IT company located in, I don't know how to say that word, 5 days working. What you'll be writing: blogs, guest posts, research ads, software reviews, case studies. What will be the expectations? 800 to 1,000 words a day, including research.
Okay.
You need me to keep going? I don't
know. No, that's fine. So that's more like a traditional blogging kind of role, but the opportunities are there. You just have to search. So those are my 2 tips for you guys to search for jobs on LinkedIn. So that's how you would
tips in the class. No.
Yes. There's more to it.
Okay, so that was content. Now if we go back and we click jobs, let's click jobs. There's 5,000. There's 3,801 results.
Mm-hmm.
Also Austin. I guess it's showing me Austin because I'm in Austin. So this is
Yes. Yeah. So it does.
SOP specialist, remote.
Yep. There you go.
They need
So
7 applicants. Okay, it's entry level. The company has 200 to 500 people. Um, they need 12 applicants, 11 to 50 employees in their company. This is Texas metropolitan area. File cloud. So code 11.
yeah. So LinkedIn adjusts based on where you are, but you could also filter to your location. Or let's say you want to work in another city, then you could put in
What city you want
the others. Right, exactly.
Name
So
me a city.
let's see. What are people saying? Where are people coming in from?
Guys, put some cities in the chat. Help me out here. Help your girl out so we can do the show. Help us. Okay. Networking is vital, not just for jobs, but for helpful tips to make money. Can't tell you how many stock tips I got. Listen, someone told me all about a stock tip. They was all insider trading the other day. I was like, oh, you just saying too much.
Dang, I need to get some of those tips.
Okay. How do you make sure you don't get burnt out in technical support roles? Any tips?
Tech support. Start creating SOPs. Start creating SOPs. I'm sure if you're in tech support, there are a lot of the same questions.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the same questions. So you want to start creating templates. If you're responding via text or phone call, have your script ready. Start organizing by problems, and use that. It helps save time. Also, you could delegate. Possibly, I don't know what your job is like, but you could possibly delegate.
Cam said, make sure to contact diversity recruiters at top companies on LinkedIn as well. They have employed people specially to get you in the door. That's what was Afrotech. Afrotech had like 300 people they sent. I remember the guy worked for Facebook, and it was 11 Facebook employees there trying to get us all to apply for Facebook. They're like, please apply. You can tell the company sent them from different parts of Facebook just to show, hey, we have brown people. So
yeah, they're good for that.
Let me go over here and put North Carolina. Somebody shared a place, so let me put it in here. Oops.
How can an employer prove you wrote the docs in your portfolio? Well, hopefully y'all are not committing fraud. Okay, so
screen monitor. That's what I have my VAs, screen monitor. There's all kind of stuff they can do. So here it is: technical write editor remote, data protection security and analyst remote, and Charlotte solutions architect remote, curriculum development engineer. You also have software implementation. It's going all kind of places. But you guys see the technical editor has 120 applicants. Content writer, all kind of stuff. Oh Lord, this is a lot. Technical.
Yeah.
All right, let's go. That might be one.
So this person that's asking, so this is something that I share in my course as well, but you do get tests. Mm-hmm. So you present your portfolio, hopefully, and the portfolio is kind of, I like to call it professional bait, because it kind of drives a conversation that you would have with a recruiter. So instead of them asking you a whole bunch of questions, you kind of trick them into talking about your portfolio. But so hopefully you are writing your own content, how you present your content.
People are trying it tonight, girl.
I know. What is that about?
But my article.
You could present it in PowerPoint and Keynote and Google Docs. I have several different ways that I show how to present your portfolio pieces. But yeah, you do get a test. In my course, I give you guys a test that Facebook gave me, that a financial institution gave me, and the one that Airbnb gave me, and also the one that, did I say Facebook? Facebook, Google, Airbnb, and a financial institution that you guys know. So I gave you 4 tests so you can see what the tests look like, and I gave you my responses as well. So but I'm not sharing that publicly. Only those that are in the course will get those responses.
Here's what he said. Mika Morgan, do you need a degree? I have a degree in communications, but no experience in tech. We're helping you create experience via portfolio.
Bingo. I'm sure you already have a portfolio if you're in communications. You don't need to have experience in tech to get in tech.
For those who are saying they're in Colorado, I typed in technical writing remote jobs. You have technical content creator, SOP specialist, you have data protection security analyst, you have communications editor, and then it starts changing, content writer. Again, you got to tinkle with this because honestly, if you could be in any city. You don't have to actually be there. So even this is like an engineer with remote some travel. Like it starts going into deep levels of remote. So desktop support specialist, facility and infrastructure assessor. That sounds difficult. So and again, you see how here, if you have LinkedIn Premier, you can have the easy apply. All I'm trying to say is, if you don't get nothing out of Kimmoy's class other than fixing your LinkedIn, do that, you guys. Don't be that person like 40 to 50 talking about you don't have a LinkedIn. I mean, and want a six-figure job. You know, you have two ways. You're either going to have a Rolodex of people you know that you're flipping through and calling and getting favors from, or you're going to be having your LinkedIn where recruiters can get on every day and sign on and look for you.
Exactly.
Easier than per se, right? But yeah, I like going in here and tinkering with it, but it is like a rabbit hole. You get locked up in here.
So it is. That's why you have to have a spreadsheet so that you have a strategy going in.
Now look what happened off remote. 1,500 jobs popped up in Colorado. Technical writer, technical writing consultant 3, technical writer.
Yep, that's a lot.
Gonna be in there. Everybody can't work. Guess what? When you get in the office, you get in those environments, you're going to have more opportunity to switch companies. I've just seen a lot of people that work in tech switch jobs like draws. And they'll have guys who worked somewhere for 14 years. I have a friend who's worked at Dell for literally 12 years. You can stay somewhere and be just fine, but because it's like being elbows deep with other people who have opportunities. It just might be a better opportunity to come along.
Exactly.
So Kimmoy, tell them about, like, in your class, which we've clicked on the screen of your class before, I think, where it's got like all the flashy colors.
Yes, I try to make it, not boring. I want it to be eye-catching and interesting as possible. So I tried my best to make it look, appealing. Mm-hmm. So in the course, the first module walks you through how to create a portfolio. The second module, I think it talks about how to set up your resume. How to optimize it for the right keywords. The third module is LinkedIn. The fourth module is learning about your teams, because one of the things that people don't have confidence when they do get the interviews. So the way to have confidence is to be familiar with the industry, be familiar with the people that you're going to work with, the type of work that you're going to do. So I give you a course on the different types of people that are on your team and how you guys work together. Mm-hmm. So, and then I also have the tests, sample tests that I talked about before from different companies. And the last module is all the responses. So even if you don't do the work and you want to see what my answers look like, and you could use it because I'm not going to use those portfolio pieces. But if you just want to tweak them and modify them so that it fits you, you can do that. Do you have the link?
I do. I've been putting it in there, but I'm also trying to share the screen to show them what your class looks like. Sorry.
Okay.
I'm trying to share the screen. This whole new StreamYard is a little bit different than usual. All right, so here is what her bright, colorful website looks like. It's real. It's the truth, you guys. Let me see. I put it here. This is her website right here. I put it in here a couple different times. It'll say Tech Jobs 1 and Tech Jobs 2. It's important for you guys to see this stuff because, I thought about being a tech writer, then you need a specialized experience. No, Lauren Jobs, you don't. We just told you just need a portfolio. You just start getting yourself
Yeah. No.
for the recruiter.
Yeah. I think what they're thinking is that so let's say that you wanted to be a technical writer at a healthcare company. You
Mm-hmm.
don't have to have a medical background, right? You don't have to have a healthcare background. You just have to be able to understand what they're talking about. Let's say it's a healthcare application, and be able to break it down into simple steps so that people can use that healthcare application. So you don't have to be specialized in any particular industry. Your skill set is any topic. Learn how to break it down into easy steps. And the good news is when you are learning, you can you can teach others from a beginner's standpoint. Okay? So who better to teach than someone who's just learning about an application? So you don't have to be an expert in anything. I've been for example, this credit union, I'm not an expert in HR or commercial loans. I don't know that stuff, but I'm creating exactly. I am breaking down how to use an application. So that's the skill set. Yeah. So on the page that she's sharing with you guys, I break down exactly what it is. I give you some examples of the kind of content you would write. So it's all there.
So you see in her course here, very colorful. Sign me up. These are some of her job offerings she usually shows on here. Say goodbye to
Yes.
being a struggling writer. For real. Leave that struggle.
For real.
Um, average salary calculator is 66,000 to 99,000 a year. Now, if I don't know about you, but if you're working remote getting 70K a year, you're having a pretty good life. There's several YouTubers who once they get to 70K, they quit their jobs. I'll just say that. And I know some personally. They're like, peace out.
Yeah,
So,
for sure.
but look, y'all, again, I'm gonna read some more of your stuff here, but I don't want to keep Kamoy all night. She's a popular lady.
No, I'm not.
You said you're moving stuff, so I didn't want to hold you up from moving.
Yes, I am moving, and I'm going to be in St. Thomas for a little bit.
She's gonna be living on the islands, you guys, because she's so rich. Okay,
Island girl, like I need to. It is like 20 something degrees in DC right now. I need to thaw out.
listen, we'll talk about it off camera because you already know January, February, March for me is vacation time. So
Yes.
So it looks like St. Thomas, y'all. Write it in your calendars. I'm going down there to visit.
Come on down. Yes. Real beaches, warm weather. That's what I'm talking about.
All right, here it is, Mrs. Love Jones.
The easiest way, if any, for a middle-aged Black woman to get in cybersecurity. So I think with cybersecurity, you have to get a certification. I think you have to get official training to get in. The whole middle-aged Black woman thing, I don't know what that is about, but again, stop counting yourself out. It doesn't matter your age or background, just get the training. If you're show that you're interested. So are you taking free classes online right now? Are you testing out new software? Are you trying to break don't try to break anything. You don't want to go to jail, but essentially look into some classes. And I think you have to have a certification. I could be wrong, but cybersecurity is very specialized. So I think that's the easiest way to get in. Bingo, Minnie Rodriguez. That's exactly right. It's better to be a little inexperienced because an expert would make the explanations too complex. That's exactly it. And that's exactly why companies hire technical writers that aren't, they're not going to hire the engineer or the product manager to write the instructions because that is a disaster. So that's exactly it. Awesome. Glad to have you, Minnie. All right. Studying for security. Yeah. Cybersecurity, artificial intelligence. Those are some hot careers. What's the other one? Virtual reality. Also, voice technology is amazing. So if anyone I feel like it's parallel to technical writers because you give instructions to Alexa and Google, and all these other, what do you call them, devices. You give them verbal instructions. So, and it's fun because you could create your own skills. Alexa, you could create skills for free. So I think it's something everyone should try for fun. But yeah, there are so many different career paths. Um, Definitely want to break something. That's how you learn. Yep. Okay. Good, good.
I just want to bring opportunities to you guys because I feel like people keep saying, "Where's all these high paying jobs? There's no high paying jobs." And I see that on Facebook every day, and it just wears me out. So I'm thinking of possibly doing a Facebook group, a technical Facebook group, and I'm gonna make Moy come in there and do it. I'm gonna come in there and post stuff. But like for real, it's just getting old.
Yeah.
If
No,
you're
there are definitely,
a business
don't
person,
believe that. There are definitely high paying jobs out there for sure.
all over the place. Uh,
Hmm.
that's what that person has a question.
How would an SQL developer use technical writing to further their career? So you're, oh God, SQL, absolutely hate that stuff. But okay, so with SQL, you're basically writing databases. So for example, when I worked at US Postal Service, part of my role was to take the SQL database code and teach the managers how to run those reports and understand their numbers. So I had to create the instructions on how to run the report, read the report, and how to copy and paste that SQL code. So if you want to switch to technical writing, if there's any instructions that are needed from the SQL code, then you could create that for your portfolio and get into technical writing. I'm sure there are a ton of stuff that people don't understand when it comes to SQL. So if you could create easy to understand instructions, that's a really good way to build your portfolio.
Look, man. No, we're not. No. Uh,
Uh, Depending on your city, there are a lot of women groups that yeah, yeah, that's true. Yeah, there's also Meetup for sure.
Thank you for the $2 super chat. Thanks for the info. Keeping it coming. Always. Someone said, please make the Facebook group. It said St. Thomas is beautiful. That's all.
Yes, that's my home.
She just wants to eat fish and just put her feet in the sand. That's all, y'all. Saw a guy started writing Alexa skills in college. Now writes for Alexa full time.
Yeah. I think everybody should do it. It's definitely on my 2020 list because whether you are a professional or a business owner or YouTuber, whatever, you should definitely create Alexa skills for your name or your brand or your business. So have fun with that.
Or hire someone to do it. Save yourself some time. But yeah, meetup groups are a great way. There's a lot of stuff out here in the marketplace. Because seriously, I love this green though. Demand is high, consistency pays well. It's cool. Or you could be like, come on, go live part of your year in the islands.
Yes, every year I take, well, I wouldn't say every year, but since 2015, I've taken at least 2 months off. So,
It's good.
uh,
Everyone needs it. And
yeah, for sure. For sure.
so yeah, switching up is good. Change is good. So look, I'm not gonna keep going on here. It's been 48 minutes, but definitely go check her course out, you guys. I mean, even just for the LinkedIn part of it, the LinkedIn information and knowledge she has in that is amazing. So I may have to start that technical Facebook group and bring on Kamoy once in a while in there and drop some knowledge or drop some links.
Yeah. And
Because
there are some groups as well. So how I found out about the scholarship was through, I think it was Women in Tech or something like
boom,
that. So there are some Facebook groups. So do your research, people. I feel like we need a course on how to research
girl, that's a whole nother rabbit
because the
hole.
information is there.
Well, it's just kind of thing when the student is ready, the teacher appears. So that's how I
True.
look at it.
True.
We just put it out there, and when they're ready, they come. So some of y'all gonna be at work mad in March and be like, you know what I'm gonna do? Go take that technical writing course. It happens.
Yeah, you got to
So,
put in the work. The portfolio is not going to magically appear. Your LinkedIn is not going to magically update. Your resume is not going to magically update. You got to do something.
and
So,
if some of y'all are smart in here, y'all offer some resume services. Nah, I have a
hey
resume
now,
guy coming on the show next week. I think
well, I'm
tomorrow.
going to plug stressfreeresumes.com if you want to get your resume and LinkedIn updated.
Hey,
So,
do it. Plug it. Stress-free resume.
stressfreeresumes.com. They'll hook you up.
AKA Kimmoy got to kick back off that one. No. But look, you guys, I'll bring on some more tech people, and like I think, like right before the year's out, like on a Sunday, maybe next week or something like that, because December 31st, girl, is vacation time. So I'm gone.
Where are you going to be for New Year's? Where are you
Uh,
celebrating New Year's?
I had an ideal, but I'm not going to share it.
Oh, okay, okay. Fair enough.
Offline, we'll talk about offline. But literally taking 3 months, gonna do the whole Bali, Thailand thing.
Oh,
It's gonna be crazy. So
that's
I'm
awesome.
excited, but you guys, my workers from Philippines are excited to work with you guys. Excited to make sure they're responding, and the support team, everything will still go smooth as planet. So um,
Yeah. So if
this is a,
2020 you want to get a better paying career, technical writing or not, make sure you put in the work and build that portfolio. Get on LinkedIn, get your resume updated. The resources are there. The opportunities are there. So there's no excuse actually.
I
And
saw
we just
Ryan.
showed you. We
Yeah,
just showed you all the opportunities.
Jabras said I saw Ryan Leslie on the Breakfast Club day. He said schools should teach kids how to research. Again,
Listen,
this is the funny.
I
This is
didn't
the funny.
realize how much of a skill set it was. I'm like, yo,
The easy stuff they're not gonna put out there for everybody. They're just not. You're gonna have to go up a little bit on the, like just a little bit. You're gonna have to push yourself just a little bit to say hi. Do you want to say hi? Come here. Want to say hi? Okay, everybody. We're gonna have a person say hi real quick. Say hi. Hi. Oh,
hi.
look at Miss Gimmons. We're so little. Hold on. We're down here. Say hey. Hey. Hold on. Over here. Camera. Camera. Say hey. Hey. We're at the beach house, so here. Go ahead and say hey
Yeah.
again. Hey. You're not even in the camera, man. What's up? Get in the camera. Hey. Okay, you guys. All right, it's time to go to bed. Thank you guys. Please do a course on research. Lynette said do it. So
Yeah. I feel like research and studying, people need to learn how to
they just need some
research and
help.
study.
Just
Yeah.
always some help. Refresher course. So
I'll tell you a tip right now. If you are not taking notes right now, you are missing a whole lot. Because
we threw out a lot of stuff.
you're not gonna
Yeah.
remember about 70% of the stuff that we said. So if you're not taking notes right now, that's a huge hint
Now there are
that
people
you
that
need
take
some skills.
there are some people that take great notes on this show. They've made whole T-shirt courses off of like the words and quotes we've said here.
Yeah.
MindsetMattersTees.com. He has a great website, and I'm like, oh, like he just like the stuff we had people put it on T-shirts. So people do be listening. But
Yeah.
I thank you guys. Thanks for hanging out. Thank you, Kamoy, for your time. I really appreciate it.
Sure. Anytime.
All right, you guys, check the links in the description in the first pinned comment. It will be tags to her course, so you can sign up. Great stuff. Change your life. Later, Kamoy.
All right. Bye.